Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we're in our 5th week of the enhanced community quarantine, and we're here on Tourismo.ph, social media TV. My name is Barbie Atienza. Good afternoon and welcome to the show. This is the very first edition, and we're so excited about it because we'd like to bring it to you right there where you are, where you're staying home and staying safe. Together with myself is my buddy, the president of Tourismo.ph, Mr. Michael Herrera. Good afternoon, Michael.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Kamusta na ang ating mga kababayan, especially yung mga nasa sa tourism sector or nasa tourism industry. Ito pong programang ito ay para sa ating lahat. At manood po tayo at please share and like our video para po sa kapakinabangan ng ating mga kasama sa industriya.
Michael, being the first edition of Tourismo.ph social media TV, siguro paliwanag natin sa ating mga participants, sa mga viewers, bakit nga ba meron tayo nitong social media TV?
Okay. Bakit merong Tourismo TV, no? I think this is actually the first endeavor before or after this or during this lockdown or crisis.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. That we want to bring the stakeholders together and then bridge them to the government agencies or concerned government agencies para makapagtulungan tayo, no? We can share ideas, we can share solutions or recommendations to the government and to know what the government is planning, doing, and their future plans for the tourism industry.
We're talking about the stakeholders in the industry. We're talking about business owners, entrepreneurs, government officials. We're talking about the workers in the tourism industry. Actually, kung tutusin mo, Michael, siguro lahat talaga ng mga Pilipino merong kinalaman sa industriya ng turismo. Diba?
Yes, may interest. Actually, Sir Barbie, no, partner, ang ano po natin, ang numbers ng Filipino tourism or Filipino tourists is about 19 million as reported. This is 19 million Filipinos. So, hindi lang to na mga nasa yung mga may-ari ng hotels, hindi lang to yung ating mga nasa aviation, nasa mga transport group. Kasama dito sa programa natin ang mga travelers, yung mga local or domestic travelers natin, mga kapwa natin Pilipino na gustong makibalita kung ano na ba talaga ang nangyayari at mangyayari sa ating tourism industry at paano makakatulong ang programang ito.
Lalo-lalo ngayon.
Lalong-lalo na ngayon.
Well, especially under the pandemic that we are going through, and this has affected us so much. And sabi nga ng DOT, ang estimate losses now is some 1.42 million tourist arrivals with a gross value of about 93 billion up to 187 billion pesos ang nawawala sa atin sa kasalukuyan. And ang Tourismo.ph, na pinangungunahan nga ni President Michael Herrera dito, nag-conduct po tayo ng survey, ng study, para malaman natin kung ano yung mga feedback. Ina-analyze natin at siguro, Jester, pakita nga natin yung unang slide natin dyan. Meron tayong hinanda na mula doon sa study na ginawa ng Tourismo.ph. At just to give you a summary on this, ang sinasabi, dahil sa lahat daw ng mga negosyo na sinasaklawan or nakasaklaw sa industriya ng turismo, about 95% of these businesses are currently being affected, while 73% have suspended, if not totally closed down their respective businesses. And 27% are now running only partially or meron lang silang skeletal force. Kasi binabanggit din natin dito, not to mention, madami pong allied jobs and enterprises related to tourism. Kasama na po dyan yung landing, parking, terminal fees ng ating mga airports na nawawalan ng about 6 billion pesos total for each month on fees alone. Tapos, madami pa rin yung mga tourist guides, tourist drivers, mga sa transport sector. Madami talagang may tama dito sa pandemic na ito. Okay, so with these challenges that we are facing in the industry, ang tanong na talaga, ano ba talaga ang real state of the industry, the crisis in the tourism industry in the midst of this pandemic? With these challenges, how can the industry turn the tide for tourism? Kasi titignan natin paano tama sa atin, anong apekto sa atin. Pero titignan din natin forward to what is life after ECQ for the tourism industry. And to help us out in dissecting the conditions in the tourism industry now and what we can do in the coming future, we have a panel of leaders in the tourism industry. Mike, ang kasama natin, unang-una, acknowledge natin, kasama na natin si Undersecretary of the Department of Tourism, si Yusek Bong Bengson.
Yes.
Yusek, nandiyan ka na ba? Is the Undersecretary here already? Yusek
Wala
Bong?
pa siguro. Technical difficulties, no? May mga tech glitches pa. We're trying to fix it. Siguro let's move on to...
Sige, pahabol natin.
Yeah, pahabol natin.
All right, we have somebody from the Tourism Congress of the Philippines, no less than its president. Would like to welcome to the show Mr. Jojo Clemente. Jojo, good afternoon.
Afternoon to everyone, to all our viewers.
There you go.
Good to know that we have a lot of people watching.
Oo nga. Mamaya, papakita natin kung ilan na yung nakakasama natin sa programa. At
Yes.
kasama rin natin dito ang founder ng DIY Travel Philippines Group, which I am amazed with to find out that they have more than 1 million followers now or 1 million members. Ang founder po nito, she founded it about 5 years ago, I think, Miss Michelle Enriquez. Michelle?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me today.
Yun. At of course, ang ating pong Pangulo nagmumula naman sa ating Philippine Hotel Owners Association, our good friend and colleague, Mr. Raffy Chico. Raffy?
Yeah, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. At correction, I'm not the president. Hindi ako yung Pangulo.
Hindi nga.
Arthur Lopez. Si
Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Arthur Lopez.
Baka
ang Pangulo
nagpo-profis...
ng Philippine Hotel Owners Association, Inc.
Okay. Baka nagpo-prophesy lang ako, Raffy. Malapit na.
I'm just the legislative liaison officer of the PHOA. Yeah.
There you go. At ang sabi nila natin, dito sa tourism industry, meron din talagang apekto doon sa transport industry. And one gentleman that I've known for quite a while used to be with MMDA and also used to be the Undersecretary in the Department of Transportation, our good friend, Yusek Team Orbos. Good afternoon, Yusek.
Hi, good afternoon po. Good afternoon sa inyo, sa ating mga tagapakinig. Salamat po sa inyong invitasyon.
Manong Tim, long time no see, ha?
Okay lang. At online naman tayo ngayon. So, thank you for inviting me in this very important and, napakagandang venue for us to speak on this.
All right. Well, okay. Welcome aboard. And thank you, Mike. To start, we hope to discuss today the current situation of the industry amidst the COVID-19 threat. And tanatanong natin, kamusta na ba ang tourism sector? What is the crisis like in the tourism industry? And we hope to draw up prospective solutions as well. Hindi lang natin pag-uusapan problema. Ang pag-uusapan din natin, anong pwede natin gawin para mapangalagaan ang ating industriya. So, umpisa na natin at habang nihintay natin si Yusek Bengson ng Department of Tourism, umpisa na natin dito kay Pangulo ng Tourism Congress of the Philippines, si Mr. Jojo Clemente. Jojo, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Barbie, Mike. Yes.
Jo, tell us first, para alam ng ating mga viewers, ano ba yung Tourism Congress of the Philippines?
Tourism Congress of the Philippines is kasama yan sa creation ng Tourism Law, RA 9593. And the Tourism Congress is the consultative body of the national government for tourism policies. So we represent the tourism stakeholders as far as pag-craft ng mga laws, mga ordinances, and just giving them a situationer on what are the needs and concerns of the industry.
Sige nga, kamusta ba ang industriya ngayon under this pandemic, Jojo?
Well, I think people pretty much know kami ang one of the most affected industries, no, if not the most. We're practically standstill ngayon. Wala tayong arrivals, wala tayong mga turista, and a lot of our members, stakeholders are actually closed at the moment. Although the official is we're working from home, pero sa totoo lang, wala kaming magagawa talaga until the tourists start coming. And again, ang ano namin yan is if there is no vaccine, wala pang turista talagang dadating dito sa atin.
Pero yung problema nga, Jojo, hindi lang pang sa ngayon, no? Kasi let's say nag-solve natin, na-flatten natin yung curve,
Yes.
tapos na yung ECQ. I think there would still be some reluctance from people to be traveling around.
Yes. Ang forecast namin ngayon is tourism will recover. It will probably need about 18 to 24 months, no? Bago tayo bumalik to something of what we were experiencing before. Kung maka-develop na ng vaccine, maybe we can shorten that period to 12 to 18 months. And then the world needs to restart the economy again for people to start traveling, di ba? Kailangan mag-ipon naman sila ng pambiyahe nila to be able to travel. And then
Tsaka wary pa.
Yes, medyo takot pa yan. So we have to come up with what we call the new normal procedures as to how we will conduct travel and tourism post-COVID. No? Maraming moving parts kasi ang tourism eh. Accessibility will be one question also. It's like ang mga airlines ba tuloy pang lilipad dito? Will they continue to fly if there is no demand? How long will they recover from that? Will there be any airlines, or how many airlines will be left after all of this is done? So maraming up in the air. I don't mean to sound bleak, pero I think we have to be realistic as far as what we can expect in the short and medium term.
John, sabi ng Department of Trade and Industry, we're losing something about 187 billion and about 1.42 million tourists. Do you agree with these figures? Tama ba to?
Oo, baka mas malaki pa nga eh.
More than
Kasi we're not even counting what we call yung foregone travel, kasi ang matatrack mo lang talaga kung ano yung nakabook na prior to COVID. But how many more people have postponed or canceled their trips, hindi na natin malalaman yun kasi
yung mga prospective.
Yung mga prospective, yes, exactly. So it could be bigger than that actually.
At eto bang bilang na to kasama na dito yung domestic tourism?
I'm not sure kung kasama pa doon, pero I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I'm saying it could be higher kasi all combined yan eh. So when they're talking of tourism, it must be the foreign and domestic travelers yun.
So with that condition, meron pa namang you see a turnaround. Sabi mo 18 to 24 months, but you see a turnaround.
Yes, there will be a turnaround, but we will need government's continued support as far as the industry is concerned. Kasi ang concern ngayon ng industriya talaga is more of business continuity and liquidity. We have to survive, or we have to weather the storm, no? Considering na mahaba yung forecasted nating period. So the question there is, will we have enough resources to ride it out? Definitely, people will travel again as soon as a vaccine is found. Ang problema lang natin is from the business point of view, will we have enough resources to ride out the storm?
Pag-usapan natin mamaya siguro, Jojo, ano yung mga nasa isip ninyo? Ngayon yung Tourism Congress of the Philippines, pinag-usapan nyo siguro yung life after ECQ. What will we do? Yung mga ganun. Yan ang pagtutunan natin ng pansin. In the meantime, mag-switch naman tayo doon sa isang industriya o isang sector na apektado rin itong COVID-19 at kaakibat din ng tourism industry. At kausapin natin. Mike, you wanted to say something?
Yes, actually, just want to recognize nandito na po ang ating USEC.
Okay, good.
Is he on board?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Mike,
Good afternoon,
Barbie.
Yusek Bong. Kamusta ka na?
Okay, Jojo, good afternoon. I saw you.
But I can see you. You're staying home, huh?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Thanks,
good for Cathy.
Uh,
Cathy's happy. Okay, Yusek Bong, medyo papasok ko na kagad namin, ha? We're talking about the crisis in the tourism industry. What's the overall picture now? What is it like? How bad is it?
well, in terms of yung specific figures, we have not determined that yet. And part of the reason is that normally when we look at the head count, we base it on yung arrival departure cards from immigration. But since we have not had any encoding over the last 30 days, we haven't been able to determine the exact figures. But from our consultations with the airlines, with the travel agent, with the operators, it seems like the decrease is probably in the range of 30 to 40%. Now you have to bear in mind that there are no international flights right now. Even domestic movement has been reduced drastically. So you can just imagine the impact that those restrictions will have on the volume of inbound tourism and intra travel within the Philippines.
Oh, pero 30 to 40%. Where is the 60 to 70% still coming from? I mean, it's totally inundated, at least from how I look at it. Saan pa pwedeng kumuha?
The figure that I mentioned is for the first quarter of this year. So
okay. Before the pandemic.
Yes, correct. So I think people have to understand also that prior to the pandemic, Philippine tourism was actually doing very well. In fact, by our estimate, even for the month of January, we estimated that we still grew by about 8%. So the numbers were still coming in, revenue was still up. And it's just unfortunate that we were hit by the pandemic starting in February. So as you can imagine, this has reduced the numbers considerably, especially for the month of March.
Yusek Bong, may binigay sa amin report eh. Kanina tinanong ko rin kay Jojo eh. Mga 187 billion pesos daw losses and 1.42 million tourist arrivals. Do you agree with these figures, or is it an underestimate?
Well, let me just confine it to inbound tourism to the Philippines. Again, if you're looking at the figures for January to March of 2020 and you compare it over the same period in 2019, you're looking at approximately 30 to 35% decrease. And when you look at the revenue, the reduction will probably be in the same range. But at this point, we've not really been able to determine specific numbers. Even the United Nations World Tourism Organization has admitted that it's very difficult to determine the full impact of the crisis.
Yeah.
It's still unfolding,
right.
as we speak. In fact, even the matter of when the starting point will be, when do we start our marketing and promotions, the same agency, UNWTO, and the World Travel and Tourism Council have not been able to come up with a specific timeline. But I think what's important is that given the current situation, we have to make sure that we focus on the response measures to make sure that we somehow mitigate the impact of the crisis on the tourism industry. And the instruction
is there anything you can actually do now at present? Because later on I will ask you about what's ahead after this. What can we do? Pero currently, may nagagawa ba tourism about how to mitigate this?
Well, yes. No, the instruction of Secretary Berna Puyat is to help mitigate the impact. And what we've been doing the last few weeks is we've been assisting in mounting the sweeper flights. A lot of the foreign travelers who are stranded have been able to fly back to their home countries. We're also, of course, helping the distressed local travelers in the different regions. we are also helping the Department of Labor and Employment and OWA in looking for hotels that can house returning Filipino workers.
Yeah,
So these
OFWs.
are some of the measures that we've done in the interim. But moving forward, we are now working on the details of a tourism response and the recovery program. We hope to complete this by the middle of May. But essentially, this will provide us with a blueprint for the next 2.5 years. So if you're looking at timeline, we're looking at the remainder of 2020 being focused on response measures, and the 2021 and 2022 would be for recovery marketing and promotions. And I think this will be in a way very challenging because there will be new protocols, new procedures. People keep talking about the new normal, but one of the things that we have to work on together with the private sector is precisely to determine what would be the characteristics of travelers post-COVID, what would be their expectations, what would be the behavior. So certainly we have to make adjustments from our end in terms of travel
Yun.
arrangements and the itinerary.
Siguro yung Yusek Bong, yan ang ating usisahin sa iyo after this. We'll get back to you and find out ano yung mga measures na yan, ano yung mga diskarte. Pakinggan naman natin yung kabilang sector, no, na well, siguro kakambal o pinsan man lang ng tourism industry, yung transport industry. And we have former USEC of the Department of Transportation, Team Orbos. USEC team, Manong.
Yes, sir.
Kamusta? Kwento nyo nga sa amin, anong tama nito sa transport?
Mabigat. And it goes beyond tourism. And it includes all sectors. You have the rail sector, the marine, the road, and of course, yung air. Talagang natamaan tayo dito. However, makikita mo naman na talagang transport is very essential even in the servicing of goods and services at this point in time. So, part of the sector is still moving. However, yung katulad po sa tourism yan, natamaan yan. But sa akin po kasi it's a good time for us to redo a lot of things. Maganda rin yan na unang-una wala na tayong magagawa. And this goes for the whole global picture. It's a good time for us to do the things that we need to do right away and in the correct and proper way. Like in tourism, I think what we need to look at is really push for technology to help us. Kasi kanina pinag-uusapan po natin ni Yusek at saka ni Mr. Clemente, ano ba yung new normal at pinag-uusapan natin. And this is a good time for us to do these things and push forward for a better transport sector sa susunod po na tinatawag natin yung normal. Mabigat ang challenge, but the good thing is hindi lang po tayo sa Pilipinas yan, sa buong mundo. Ibig sabihin yan, it's also one way that where we can, kung tayo mag-isip bilang Pilipino, ano dapat natin gawin, na baka tayo pa mag-ahon ng industriya ng transportasyon sa buong mundo. We can be emulated and we can set the proper example.
Pero I like the disposition, Yusek. Sabi mo nga kanina, wala naman tayong magagawa, nandiyan na tayo sa sitwasyon na yan. Pero if you look at it as a blessing in disguise, marami tayong problema sa transport industry na dati na natin gustong harapin, wala naman tayong pagkakataon dahil tuloy-tuloy yan. Hindi naman pwedeng tumigil. Yung LRT natin na lagi nasisira, sabi, kulang ng panahon din para mag-maintain. Yung ating LTFRB, nagkakagulo doon sa mga prangkisa, baka it's about time now, malilinis na natin yan, di ba? At kung hindi pa nagkaroon ng ganito, baka wala talaga tayong chance para ayusin. But looking forward, yeah, Yusek.
Yeah, well, ako lang isang basic lang. It has nothing to do with transport, tourism, but siguro yung basic attitude ng Pilipino. Resilient tayo marunong tayo mag-adjust, and siguro yun ang lamang natin sa ibang bansa, not for anything else. Sa Amerika, pag nawalan sila ng trabaho, patay na sila, hindi na nila gagawin nila. Tayo maghahanap ng paraan, and then I would like to believe that this is the one that will see us through with transport, tourism, and everything else.
Ay, kumisa nga, sobrang undiskarte, Yusek. We'll come back to you with your ideas on how we can bounce back from this. So, tuloy muna tayo sa isa pa nating panelist, founder ng DIY Travel, which has about more than 1 million members nationwide. Kanina, before the show, tinatanong ko na rin sa kanya dahil ako'y, alam mo ko, kasama ako doon sa mga nagpo-provide ng mga titirhan ng mga turista. Kailangan pala
Oh.
kasama ako dyan sa DIY. Pero
Yes.
nandun ako sa ano, Airbnb. Meron akong Airbnb. Pero kausapin natin yung founder ng DIY, si Michelle Enriquez. Michelle, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Where do you
afternoon.
find, where are your 1 million people, 1 million members of DIY? How are they situated now?
Actually, most of our members right now, we have kasi travelers, tourists, providers, drivers, travel agencies. Tourism activities has come to a halt. So maraming hindi nakakapag-travel, and a lot of our members, yung business nila is basically nag-stop din. So they're trying hard now. They're trying to find ways. How can they bounce back after this crisis?
Kahit sa domestic, no? May effect din naman, di ba? Hindi lang sa
Yeah,
expat.
lalo sa domestic, Kasi ngayon, di ba, wala ng local flights. So marami na cancelan ng flights. Marami na stranded, nag-travel sila, hindi sila makabalik. So yun yung mga nagiging concerns ngayon ng mga tao. Tapos marami malapit sa amin, mga local tourist guides, mga nasa far away places like nasa bundok, hindi umaabot sa kanila yung mga tulong ng gobyerno.
Nako,
And they're
tama.
asking us for help. And what can we do? We're all stay at home. There's only so much we can do. So we're hoping, community-wise,
So these are tour guides. So these are tour guides that's working in their own respective territories or locations.
Yes, mga local
Ito yung
tour
mga
guides
local,
na hindi sila employed by a travel agency.
Hindi rin sila informal, under sa informal category or economy.
Yeah, so parang self-employed sila kasi, sila yung kumukuha ng guests, and then the guests pay them directly. So they're not employed, self-employed.
Sama ko na rin dyan, Michelle, yung mga sitwasyon ng mga kagaya namin. Ako nga, meron akong place sa Tagaytay. Eto, syempre, ang tenant, zero. Walang tourist,
Yeah.
Di ba?
Hindi na rin makatawid sila ng na SLEX
Pero bago pa nitong COVID-19, pumutok naman ng Taal.
Yes.
Kaya talagang wala .
Actually, marami na apektuhan sa tourism industry, not just the COVID.
Oo.
Who will start to travel dito sa Philippines domestically so we can improve our economy.
Let's support local tourism.
Yeah, support local tourism.
This is how we will bounce back from this crisis.
Pinag-uusapan niyo ba ngayon yan, Michelle, sa DIY? Yung mga possible solutions, mga hakbang?
Actually, ngayon, what members are saying, we should travel Philippines muna, Pinas muna.
Local
Muna.
Tignan na.
Yeah.
Tatanungin namin sa inyo ngayon mamaya kung ano yung mga ideas para siguro ito yung pwede natin maging saving grace for the next. Agree ka ba doon? 18 to 24 months for us to bounce back?
I think, because right after, kahit sabihin mo namang wala ng lockdown syempre nandiyan pa rin yung fear ng mga tao na how can I be sure na yung joiner katabi ko walang COVID, something like that. So,
tsaka ang hirap.
Something.
Tsaka mahirap nang bumiyahe, nakamask na ngayon, no? Baka, I think, kahit pagkatapos itong quarantine, nakamask pa rin tayo.
Nakamask pa rin, correct.
Tapos magsiselfie ka, hindi maganda pag nakamask. Hindi nakikita yung beauty mo.
Social distancing sa selfie.
Social distancing pa, bawal magyakapan, no? Alright.
Correct.
Okay, so yun, mga DIY, mga stakeholders ng industry. Mike, isa pang kasama natin, yung isang one of the hardest hit segments of the tourism industry, yung mga hotel. Tawagin natin yung ating ito, kapatid natin. Brother, kapatid, si Brother Raffy Chico ng Philippine Hotel Owners Association. Raffy, what's your assessment?
Hi. Wait, nawala . Okay. Well, actually, we are the much affected pagdating sa tourism industry, ang accommodation ay talagang importante. This is the major key player and driver of tourism, and we cannot deny that. Kasi lahat ng mga turista nagta-travel yan, and of course, they really have to have an accommodation and lodging. So, itong Philippine Hotel Owners Association ay isang asosasyon na talagang ang objective namin talaga ay to really have a recovery program, no, on how we will be able to be part of the solution, and at the same time and how we will be able to find also to discover and also recover yung tinatawag na ganitong klaseng mga crisis. In fact, for the information of everybody, you may be able to know ano ba ang Philippine Hotel Owners Association. It is an association at ito yung mga owners of the country's major accommodation providers. Ito yung mga hotels, resorts, tourist inns, pension houses, service apartments, at mga iba pa. And since 1977, they have been protecting and promoting common interests and concerns of each members by pulling together talents and resources that advocate the furtherance of the Philippine accommodation industry. At ito pong asosasyon na ito yung mga investors, ito yung mga owners. At ang POA is the representative body of all hotel establishments nationwide in dealing with government agencies, in formulating and implementing laws and policies towards a highly competitive and professional industry. So, ang POA po ay dedicated to provide responsive, timely, and effective services to members and promote the growth and well-being of the hotel personnel, help members achieve financial success, and contribute to the social and economic development of the community. Para sa kaalaman po ng lahat, ang Philippine Hotel Owners Association, presently, we have about 248 members. At ang members pong ito ay hindi lang po rito sa Metro Manila, kundi nationwide. There are about sa Metro Manila mayroong 103 members at sa province po ay 145. 248 and still counting. So,
Raffy,
yes.
Raffy, yung mga tao dyan, you have that number of hotels, pero how many people are affected? How many people are there in the hotel industry?
Okay, it's a good question. If you have 248, there are about
Members?
248 members, and then an average of sabihin na natin that we have 65,500 rooms or more, or double it. So if we will have to estimate yung number of employees, naku, napakalaki. Siguro mga 100,000 plus employees, mga millions,
The hotel?
Yes, sa hotel yan.
Directly employed yan?
Yes, some are directly employed. Let's accept the fact now that there is what we call organic and inorganic. Because hotel is a peak and lean season, that's why there are some seasonal workers, yung mga, ito yung mga contractuals, no? And
yung mas supplied ng agency.
Oo, supply ng agency. So, dalawang apektadong mga manggagawa riyan na kailangan talaga suportahan ng gobyerno natin, no? At this point of time, meron namang ginagawa ang Department of Labor and Employment, yung CAP. But of course, if you will ask me, ano ba ang gustong mangyari ng Philippine Hotel Owners Association at this point of time? Di ba? Kasi importante kasi yan eh. Ang importante kasi, at this point of time, meron kasing tinatawag na recovery program proposal ang Hotel Association na tinatawag. At
with help from the government.
Yes, of course. At this point of time. Siguro unang sasabihin ko lang na the hotel operators actually showed already support to the government. Because if you will remember, April 8 pa lang actually, nag-announce si Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat at ng Department of Tourism, sinabi niya that there are about 24,836 hotel rooms reserved, no, for overseas foreign workers quarantine po, yung mga nagpa-quarantine na yan. And it still continues, just try to imagine, and the hotel is the one accommodating all these 24,836. Not just only for OFWs, but also for business processing, outsourcing, staff use.
Paying yan, Raffy. These are paying yan.
Yeah, this actually ang OWA actually has a budget for this OFWs, and
so
also
at least more or less
agencies, more or less.
That can keep you afloat kahit papano.
Yes, but still the much affected actually is the hotel industry, hotel business, and siguro I just want to take the opportunity of telling everybody that our president, Sir Artur Lopez, the president of Philippine Hotel Owners Association, already wrote a letter to Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat of the Department of Tourism. So ano ang nilalaman na sulat niya? Ang nilalaman actually is that they submitted a proposal, no, on how we will be able to the government should be able to support also yung mga recommendation for tourism response and recovery program, from financial lifeline and tax relief, insurance coverage, labor support as well, and the support that the government should also should help, no, the industry itself, the travel stimulus. So if you want me to discuss that right now and maybe later,
yeah,
I can.
I think we're picking up some ideas there. Ngayon, we're getting into that, no? Ano yung mga pwedeng hakbang? What can we do, especially that we're anticipating our efforts to bounce back, and what is life after ECQ? At so far, narinig ko rin, kahit sa study na ginawa natin, marami dito nakasentro doon sa ayuda or initiative, at least pump priming, that will be coming from the government, no less. So siguro, balikan natin si Yusek Bengson, Yusek Bong.
Yes, Barbie.
Yeah, Yusek Bong?
Yes.
Mukhang ang inisyatibo, siyempre lahat, private sector, lahat tayo apektado. Pero it boils down to the government helping us, or if not taking care of us through this crisis moments. What do you have planned for the industry?
Well, yung binanggit nga kanina niya, no, ni Mr. Clemente, what is important is that when the ECQ is lifted, we have to make sure that we support all the partners from the tourism industry. Kailangan matulungan silang makabangon eh. Sabi nga doon sa yung isang survey na lumabas about a week and a half ago, binanggit ng mga business mga tourism enterprises and other companies, ano ba yung mga pressing concerns, no, post ECQ. So kailangan tulungan sila dun sa working capital. Pangalawa, kailangan tulong din dun sa payment ng mga repayment ng mga payment and repayment of their loans, no. Siguro mga tulong din dun sa deferment ng payment ng mga contributions, no, SSS, Pag-ibig, etc. No? So lahat yan, that's all part of the mga fiscal measures that we will have to address. But ang talagang klaro dyan is kailangan matulungan namin yung private sector, dahil kung hindi pa sila nakakatayo ay mahirap mag-promote. Ngayon, meron ng bill sa Kongreso, no, merong stimulus package bill, no, that talks about allocating a rather substantial amount, no, to help various businesses, no, recover, no, from the current crisis. Sa amin naman, siguro babanggitin ko lang kasi based on the mandate of the DOT, ano yung mga pwede namin gawin immediately, no. Ang instruction sa amin ni Secretary puyat
Fair
is to yung private sector. So yung mga bagay katulad nung pagtanggal ng mga accreditation fees, no, yung meron kami mga participation fees sa mga international fairs, tinanggal na rin namin yon. Marami pang yung mga, these are the some of the measures that we have undertaken. But I think ang pinaka-importante dito is that eventually we will be preparing the tourism response and recovery program, and ito yung mahalaga na makuha din namin yung mga inputs na nanggagaling do sa aming mga partners. Na pakinggan ko yung binanggit ni Mr. Raffy, Chico, no, and we will make sure to incorporate all those inputs in our recovery program.
Okay. Jojo Clemente, medyo nakalamang na sa inyo si Raffy na isingit na kagad yung kanilang proposal kila Yusek Bong. Kayo ba, meron kayong proposal kina DOT? I think we've lost the audio for... There you go. Jo?
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, meron kami. We presented a position paper last March 29. Naka-encapsulate na doon our recommendations, which includes a lot of the points discussed by Sir Raffy. No? Nandoon yung financial assistance, waiving or deferment of taxes, for instance.
Joe, I'll cut you for a while.
Yes.
Joe, financial assistance, kung kayo
Yes.
yung mga business owners, stakeholders sa industry, tatanong ka rin kay Michelle at kay Raffy yan,
Sure.
anong gagamitan nyo ng pondo? Kung may pondo kayo, pinaloan kayo, soft loan, or
Yeah.
grants, or whatever, what will you use it for?
Admittedly, it would be more for working capital to help our employees to at least do minimal operations and then ramp it up as soon as tourism becomes more viable. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na the concern really now is business continuity. So it will just allow us to survive the meantime.
And you're saying you need it now.
We need it.
The stimulus package, you need it now.
Yes. Oo, kasi actually ang iniisip din namin, karamihan kami mga may-ari is our employees and our staff, kasi 'di ba, you need a good working class, working force to stimulate the economy. Kung walang sisweldo, walang gagastusin.
To sustain them. Yeah.
Exactly. And then of course, aside from that, the more importantly is yung buhay nila. We have to make sure that everyone survives and makes it through.
So government can essentially help you by funding.
By funding, by provide. For instance, we were asking for 0 to low interest loans with
soft
favorable with favorable repayment terms. Tapos
waiver ng fees.
Waiver ng fees, which to a certain extent DOT already has. Sabi ni Yusek, yes, and that is something na pinag-usapan na rin namin dati. Yung mga ganon, I mean, also representation with the proper agencies as far as a cut in the rentals, the utilities. Kasi gastos din yon na katulad yan. For example, when the ECQ is lifted, most of us are not even contemplating of going back to the office immediately. Ang ano namin is it's going to be a phased reopening. Tapos you still have your safety concerns Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng sinabi mo bukas-bukas, nandun na lahat ng empleyado. Patay tayo sa social distancing yan. Plus the fact that they have to commute from their houses to the office, so hindi mo maalam kung masasagap nila. So it will be a gradual and rolling implementation of normalization. Oo, ira-ramp up natin yan. But in the meantime, they will still need something to tide them over during this period.
Mike, you have a question for Joe? Michael?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, Michael, I just want to point out we did, Sir Giorgio, meron kaming ginawang survey sa community, no, especially sa stakeholders. Na-cover namin ng transport, travel and tour agencies, tapos yung mga travel agents, and also even actually mga freelancers. And we will provide you that study or that the result of the survey after this forum or before the forum ends. Yeah.
Mamaya meron tayo. Pinakita rin doon yung talagang nakita yung reflection ng sentiments ng business na involved sa tourism industry kung magkano, ano ba talagang klaseng package ang kailangan. Pero balikan ko muna si ano. Punta natin si Michelle. Michelle.
Barbie,
Yes.
Yeah. Jo?
if I
May
can
yata
just
gusto idagdag si Jojo. Jo?
if I can just say something, no.
Go.
Yes, we made the recommendations doon sa as far as the financial packages are concerned. I think what our stakeholders also have to realize is not all of it is under the purview of the DOT. Hindi immediate purview nila yon. The DOT can represent us to the other appropriate agencies, but in by yung sa kanila mismo, DOT, they cannot say that we will cut taxes, we will give this much subsidy, yung ganon. So there is sort of a misconception minsan na it is in the power of DOT to do that. They can only do representation for the industry. So I think that has to be made clear also.
Meron pa bang ibang tulong? Michelle, is there any other assistance, support that you need, that you think your stakeholders need at DIY?
I think for us, most of our members, yung mga business agencies, business providers, they need help to make sure, yun nga, nasabi nga ni Sir Jojo kanina, to make sure na sustain yung workforce and also to ensure their safety. Yung nga, kung magtutuloy-tuloy yung tourism, pero may papasok na virus, edi magsisimula na naman yung pandemic. So what we need right now is to ensure safety of tourists and the tourist providers. Help our agencies, our tour guides to survive the next few weeks. Kasi hindi natin alam kailan matatapos yung crisis eh. So yun. So if we can get more help and get their voices heard na kung saan kailangan talaga yung tulong, and then baka sana makarating sa kanila.
Kayo naman, Michelle, kinukonsulta naman kayo ng DOT?
No, we don't have actually any connections to DOT.
Ayan. Andiyan na si Yusek Mo.
Yes, I only hear a lot from... Yes, sir. So yan, so we get a lot of feedback from members lang talaga.
Yusek Mong, meron ka ng bagong kaibigan, yung DIY, nila Michelle.
Yeah.
Alright. Oy, mag-switch tayo ng konti, gobyerno pa rin. Manong Team, Yusek Team Orbos, wala ka na sa gobyerno ngayon, pero ano ba sa tingin mo kailangan prescription ngayon para to accelerate yung ating bouncing back as far as transport is concerned in relation to supporting the tourism industry?
Well, unang-una nga, yung what are the things that we need to do in the transport sector so that by the time nabuksan na, ay handa na tayo. Ano ba ito? Unang-una, I mean, we still need to pursue yung mga good practices na nandito ngayon, katulad po nung social distancing, contact tracing, and then yung disinfecting. So, dapat po lahat ng magpa-participate na nasa transport, lalo na po sa pagtutulak ng turismo, dapat po napapractice ito. Yung katulad po ng disinfecting, hindi na tutulad ng dati na anytime, anywhere, tatakbo na lang. Dapat sigurado yung sakyan mo, yung driver mo, yung upuan mo, lahat yan dapat disinfected. The transport group can be a big help already in contact tracing kung gagamitin po natin ng technology. Lahat ng sasakay sa atin, kahit na ho yung tricycle man lang, kahit ho yung jeep lang dyan sa may Boracay, if we will know exactly yung history, yung impormasyon ng tao na sumakay, mas makakabuti po yan. Hindi rin humalayo. Tulad ng ginagawa ko sa ibang bansa ngayon, lalo na pag bumaba po yung presyo, yung paggamit po ng rapid testing. Bakit hindi? Kung talagang kasi hindi ho talaga akma yung 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 thermometer reading lang, hindi po pwede.
Hindi pwede.
At tingin ko naman bababa talaga yung cost ng rapid testing, bibilis pa. That's something that we can look forward to. And then yung social distancing. Hindi talaga pwede na yung nakikita natin ngayon yung masikip, sabay-sabay, hindi ho pwede. It may mean more expense to our commuters, lalo na po sa mga turista natin. But I think if we can achieve the quality of service and then the safety assurance that we can have with with the public sector, tingin ko naman mararationalize po yan.
Yung pala, Manong.
Opo.
Ang ibig sabihin, kahapon kausap ko yung mga public transport owners, no, yung mga operators. Sabi nga nila, kung kakalahatiin lang yung kapasidad ng kunyari ng bus, yung dating 40, kailangan 20 lang ang sakay para may social distancing, lalaki naman, hindi nila kayang kitain. Pero sinasabi nyo, kailangan tumaas ang pamasahe para makabawi ng gano'n.
Isa yan na Barbie, no? Another thing, katulad po dito sa transport sector. Ito na pagkakataon natin na, nakakahinga tayo ng maganda, malinis yung hangin, maganda yung atmosphere. Ituloy na natin yan. Sa akin po, it is a good time to review yung policies natin on private transport. Kung talagang essential lang, huwag ka na mag-private transport. Gumamit ka na ng public transport. Maluwag naman yan, may social distancing na yan. Disinfected din, matutulungan din natin yung hindi mawawala yung numero na natin. No? So, kailangan lang pag-isipan mabuti. Kaya tulad ng sinabi, we cannot go back to the new normal and therefore, yung attitude dapat natin sa pagsasakay is not the same anymore.
Oo. Mike, meron tayo yata mga questions din sa mga listeners natin, no? Na gusto nating
Yes. Siguro ipasok na natin yung mga questions. Coming from, first is actually kay Bessie Escalona. After the lockdown, it will take a few months to build the confidence of the people for a safe travel. So, kailan kaya daw natin ito nakikitang babalik? Siguro ang question is addressed to DOT Undersecretary Yusek Bong.
Well, mahirap talagang ma-predict kung kailan yung magiging starting point natin. No? Kasi kahit na magkaroon ka ng lifting dito sa Metro Manila ng ECQ, kung yung mga ibang provincial or local destinations naka-ECQ pa, hindi ka rin makakapasyal doon. But I think ang kailangan lang dito is tayo dapat na manguna mismo. Tayong mga Pilipino ang dapat manguna sa pag-iikot dito sa ating bayan para mapakita dun sa mga dayuhan eventually na this is a safe secure destination. Ang nakikita ko is pag lift nitong ECQ hindi lang dito sa Manila pero doon sa mga ibang provincial destinations, we will start seeing some movement kasi yung mga Pilipino gusto nilang they want to reconnect with some of their relatives or friends that they've not been able to talk to or to see the last 30 to 45 days. Pero ang tingin ko itong kagandahan nung sa Pilipino I think andun yung concern na matulungan yung mga local entrepreneurs, yung mga maliliit na restaurant, yung mga maliliit na mga shopping centers, no. I think this will drive the demand to some of the local destinations dahil syempre pag natapos na tong ECQ gusto rin nating makatulong di ba nakikita natin doon sa mga ibang post sa social media na pag natapos na to tangkilikin natin yung mga local destinations, local restaurants, yung mga para matulungan yung mga particularly yung mga small and medium enterprises.
Okay, ito po Sir Bo, meron po address po uli sa inyo. I hope DOT can help small stakeholders like boat operators, souvenir sellers, community tour guides, and freelancers.
Ito pong yung mga formal and informal sector workers, meron pong programa yung DOLE, I think nabanggit na rin kanina yon. So merong cash assistance na binibigay dito sa ating mga displaced or yung mga nawalan ng trabaho. Doon naman sa babanggitin ko lang yung napag-usapan kanina yung mga low interest loans, no. Nakausap na ho namin ang Development Bank of the Philippines at saka yung Land Bank of the Philippines. Meron silang lending facility that will provide for low interest rate loans. So mas mababa kaysa dun sa mga
bank rates.
So hopefully this will be a viable option for our partners from the private sector, especially for those who are looking for the all-important working capital to jumpstart their businesses.
Yusek Bong, this is you're talking about facilitation of soft loans and other assistance, not only in the future but now.
Yes, these are current lending facilities available already with those two government banks that I mentioned.
And then prospectively, meron ding facility that will be available.
Correct, meron pa rin yan. At saka syempre, doon sa yung stimulus package bill na nasa Kongreso ngayon, we're looking at the possibility of yung mga grants, subsidies or loans, no, not only to tourism enterprises, no, but across all business sectors.
Okay.
Okay,
Mike?
isa pa siguro kay Yusek, galing po sa ating transport groups. Can LTFRB or can DOT request LTFRB to consider extending validity of the franchise of tourist transport vehicles expiring this August 2020?
We will make representation with the LTFRB. Alam ko na ano yan may issue with respect to yung validity, yung franchise, no, validity, that's one, at saka yung age ng mga buses, no. But we can we'll make the appropriate representation with the LTFRB.
Right. Okay.
Kamusta ba yung lagay ng yung cross alliance ng tourism at saka transport? Meron bang existing working relationship, Yusek Bong, Yusek Tim? Do you work together?
Yusek Bong, if I may, yes, definitely. In fact, dun sa punto po kanina ng LTFRB na yung requirements, lax na ho tayo dyan lalo na in terms of shuttle service. Kadamihan naman po dyan shuttle. I think for every hotel, you're allowed already with no franchise whatsoever. Kailangan lang malaman ng ating nasa tourism industry. Minsan kasi ang ginagawa nila, immediately akala na they need a franchise. Hindi ho. Pag may hotel ka, you're automatically given the number of rooms that you have, you are automatically given the right to own a public transport for your own use. And then in excess of that, saka ka lang pwedeng gumamit. So, ako, if I may say, wala naman ako sa DOTR, pero unang-una, wala akong bayad yun. Pangalawa yung beyond the two na you are given, wala ka rin dapat bayaran, hindi ka dapat kailangan maglagay. And dapat ang transport industry, the Department of Transportation, must fully support yung initiatives natin sa tourism. Yan po ang kailangan natin tandaan and dapat pong gawin.
Boss team, no? Actually, going or in line doon sa sinabi nyo about walang bayad. Yes, wala ngang bayad silang na-experience or wala naman talagang bayad. But pag pumunta kasi LTFRB, meron mga application din also kasi ng, for example, tourist transport franchise na umaabot ng 1 taon hanggang ngayon hindi pa na-approve. So, paso na yung, for example, 2019, tapos 2020 na ngayon. So, kailangan na naman ng panibagong sasakyan for them to be approved para sa isang tourist transport franchise.
Well, yan po yung talaga nakakalungkot. But the thing is, unless we present it to the authorities na nakakataas, talagang matutuloy po talaga nangyari yan. Sa totoo lang po talaga, hindi na kailangan po talaga yung dalawang sasakyan mo na nasa hotel mo, kunwari po sa Boracay, hindi mo na ho kailangan ng ipakuhanan ng ng prangkisa.
Prangkisa.
Hindi ho kailangan yun, sa inyo na ho yun Now beyond that, let's say you need more, then that's the time you apply. But even that is a shuttle franchise, hindi ho tulad na kasi specific naman ho yung gamit niya for transport ng mga turista. So, ako tingin ko yan, sige, nandyan pa rin yung problemang yan, red tape nandyan pa yung corruption, pero unless we do something as a group together with the Department of Tourism, talagang pinapayagan po natin. We should report that.
Sir, follow-up question lang regarding that sa tourist transport. Yusek Bong, baka po pwede na DOT na lang? Pwede bang under DOT na lang ito? Na hindi na umabot ng LTFRB? Through DOT, pwede na sila magbigay ng provisionary permit or clearance dito sa mga tourist transport. Kasi if we want to revive the tourism industry, as we understand it, dito sa forum na ito, and makakatulong to sa ekonomiya, why not actually or why does the transport sector of the tourism industries getting a hard time operating? For example po sa Intramuros, no, si Boss Barbie is from Intramuros. So may mga tour, Intramuros tour na in-implement diyan. Kailangan ng mga sasakyan to bring people, not only foreign but also local tourists to these locations. Unfortunately, yung iba na pa-plug ng LTFRB, ng LTO, at saka nahuhuli, no? So bad experience sa ating mga foreign and local tourists as well.
Baka pwede ba cut yung bureaucracy, yung red tape? Isang area lang kausapin. Pwede ba yun?
Yeah. Hindi namin tumatawa rin si Yusek Team because hindi namin madidesisyonan ng ano yan, kaagad. No? Kailangan pag-usapan ng medyo mahaba-haba yan. But I take note of the comments. No? Siguro pag-usapan na lang namin ng DOTR specifically ng LTFRB.
One thing, Mike. Yeah, Yusek Team.
I agree na di ba bakit mapapahirapan yung sektor? Tama naman po yun.
Oo nga.
There is a need for a revision of law kasi anything that is in commerce na transport has to pass through LTFRB. But having said, dapat na lang ministerial na lang po yung LTFRB. Dapat po sabihin ng DOT, dahil naman ang sektor niya, susunod na lang yan. Pipirmahan na lang dapat yan. Di ba? Dapat ganun na lang.
Well, kami sangayon kami dyan.
Ngayon, kung sangayon si Yusek Tim at Yusek Bong, Mike, hintayin mo lang maging senador tong dalawa. Pwede na magawa yan. Mike, singit ko lang mukhang sa usapin natin, sa usapin natin, since we started, there's been a lot of clamor, or ang nakikita ko na tutunan ng pansin, yung ayuda, yung assistance na makukuha ng private sector na involved sa tourism industry from the government. Ang tanong ko siguro, diyan kay Michelle, kay Jojo, at saka kay Raffy, how would you rate government assistance to your industry now? Is it good? Is it not so good? I mean, how would you describe it now? What would you like? What would you want more from government? Michelle?
Actually, for me, yun nga, a concern was brought up to me na yung mga local guides na nasa bundok, nasa Buscalan siya, he was asking for help kasi hindi umaabot sa kanila yung tulong. Ang sabi sa kanila is kailangan nilang pumunta sa barangay, but sa bundok sila nakatira so they have to trek down pa to enable them to apply for the social amelioration program. So they're reaching out to his previous guests right now. Pero, ayun, yun yung case sa Buscalan, one that I know of.
Pero happy ka ba sa government support sa inyo ngayon?
So far, well, personally kasi sa akin, wala pa kaming nakukuha. I know someone na nakakuha na sila agad kasi employees nila is less than 10 pa lang.
Okay.
So nakakuha naman sila agad.
John, Tourism Congress, happy ba kayo?
Well, as far as government assistance, of course, nothing is enough, di ba? Pero saying that, meron naman na tayong nababalita na like yung ng dole, meron yung mga naka-receive sa some of our stakeholders. Not all, a lot have not yet received it. Pero we also have to keep in mind that the resources are also finite. Hindi lang naman tourism industry ang nangangailangan at this point. We have to think about it as an economy. Yes, why wouldn't I not want more subsidies or more government support? Of course, everyone wants it. From a scale of 1 to 10, maybe we're still at maybe a 4 or a 5 kasi marami, like I keep saying, there's a lot of moving parts, no? Ang camp already, for instance, already mentioned that their funds are running out. That's why they transferred it to the SSS, yung salary amelioration for the employees. So that's a welcome development. I hope hindi maubos yung pondo nun. Do we want, we always want to have our money for the business continuity now. Pero again, you have a finite
priorities.
Priorities muna And unfortunately, and what I say is that tourism is an industry which is paradoxical. During the good times, everyone talks about tourism. We bring in billions of pesos to the country. We have 13% of the GDP. Pero pag umabot sa ganitong sitwasyon, tourism is always the last or one of the last industries to get something because we are deemed as non-essential.
Okay. Diba? You would want more pero understandable naman kung kulang pa, di ba?
For me,
right.
Understandable. Yeah.
Sa mga hoteliers, Raffy, what's your take? Raffy?
Yeah, nalaglag yata si Kuya Raffy pero is going back. Yes.
Ayaw harapin ni ni Raffy si Yusek Bong. Okay, Mike, baka may questions ka pa dyan?
Yeah, actually,
Before we
ang
get-
dami na ng question, meron ditong questions na comment actually for the tourism industry or accommodation providers. We need assistance from the government on how we can promote local tourism and guidelines for the reopening of the new normal, like the implementation of social distancing, mandatory requirements of health declaration that will encourage travelers with confidence while sustaining the operation in the side of establishment owners.
Yeah. Barbie, if I may say something.
Sige,
Yeah.
please.
Oo. Yung in terms of the promotions, pinag-uusapan na namin yan. I'm representing the private sector as far as the tourism recovery plan is concerned. And I want to assure, kasi nakita ko rin yung mga comments on sa Facebook, if there is a plan for promotions for domestic and international markets. Yes, kasama yun sa pinag-uusapan namin, of course. And it was also part of the recommendations that we passed to the DOT. It goes without saying that promotions will be included as soon as it is practicable. And as far as the business, yun na nga, no, we keep talking about business continuity. That was the number one priority. And Yusek Bong has seen our paper. So yun talaga number one, number two items namin and the other associations as well. Yun yung prime concerns talaga namin. So that's actually item 1 and 2 of the position papers that we submitted. So yun, in some manner, address in some manner, kulang pa, kailangan pa. So we're waiting.
Does everybody agree the way to go forward after we get over this hump is to promote and then advocate local tourism? That's our saving grace, at least in the first onset. Michelle?
Yes. Actually, yun nga, that's what we've been trying to advocate for DIY Travel Philippines. Kasi DIY Travel Philippines is a Facebook community. It's supposed to be a platform for travelers to learn more about the local gems of the Philippines. It's a platform where local business providers can reach out to tourists to get their businesses, to help the locals go to the places. And syempre, kung meron kang turista, mabuboost talaga yung economy mo. So if you, spend your money here in the Philippines, you will definitely help the economy in the Philippines. So that's one of what we are hoping to happen after this crisis.
Kahit yung mga museum natin, kahit wag ka mag-out of town,
Yeah.
marami pa tayong mga museum, hindi nyo pa napapasyalan.
Kahit
Yeah,
sa Manila
second.
lang ang dami nang makikita eh.
Oo naman, ganda-ganda ng Manila eh. Yeah. Okay.
Barbie, if I may
Mike?
say something about, sorry.
Joe.
Can I say something about domestic tourism? Yes, in the short term or medium term, identify naman namin that will be one of the first markets that we will tap. But we also have to keep in mind that we have to have the economy going for the people to have money to spend to do their domestic traveling. So hand in hand yan. It's not just a matter of saying na domestic travel ang tatargetin natin. Yeah, that's almost a no-brainer. Alam na natin. Pero will they have the money to travel when the time
Tama na
comes?
backstage.
Yun. Pero mas mura yung domestic, di ba?
Yes.
Kung hindi sila mag-abroad, mas mura.
Yes.
Kung meron
We
man
will
silang
try to-
pera,
we'll
hindi
do our
masyado
best.
magastos.
We will do our best to give the best rates that we can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Mike, mag-ano ba tayo? Bigyan na natin ang mga conclusive remarks ang ating
Key
guest.
takeaways siguro, mga takeaways about, also si Raffy Chico is back. Bigyan natin ng time for ano ba yung recommendations ninyo and current recovery program ng hotel associations.
And what can people do to help, di ba?
Yes.
Raffy from the Philippine Hotel Owners Association, your parting words. Wala naman si Raffy. Okay,
Wala
Michelle,
si
you want to start? Bisa natin kay Michelle.
Okay, I just want to say na hopefully after this crisis, there will still be measures that will be put in place to ensure the safety of the travelers. Yun nga, how can we ensure na pag sumakay ako ng aeroplano, I will be safe? How can I ensure na pag sumakay ako ng bangka, I will be safe? Na hindi ako magdadala ng virus, for example, dun sa mga katutubo natin sa bundok, something like that. Para, sustain our tourism, not just for the next few months, but until the end of time.
There you go.
Yun lang.
I'm president and founder of the DIY travel group, si Michelle Enriquez. Jo?
First of all, thank you for having the TCP as part of this forum. We appreciate it very much. Ang parting words ko lang is let's keep on working together. Let's keep hope alive as far as the tourism industry is concerned. Marami pang gagawin, admittedly, and there are so many concerns that keeps us crazy kahit nasabihin mong work from home tayo. Pero eventually we will be able to rise from this. We just have to keep on working on it. We have to keep the lines of communication open between the stakeholders and government. Malalampasan din natin to, and we will be back better than ever.
I believe the president of the Tourism Congress of the Philippines, Mr. Jojo Clemente, Undersecretary Tim Orbos of the Department of Transportation. Anong Tim?
Yes, sir. Ako simple, I agree with my two colleagues. Tama po yan. And if I may add, as I mentioned a while ago, this is a good chance for us for rebirth. Lahat ng mali natin, palitan na natin. Lahat ng dapat natin ginawa nung araw na tama, gawin na po natin. And then let's push. Transport sector should push to help the tourism industry move forward. And how do we do this? Nabanggit ko kanina, Michelle, we have to assure that our transport is safe. Kailangan ibigay po natin yung talaga na yung mindset natin na ibibigay sa mga pagbabiyahe ay ligtas po ang inyong pagbabiyahe. And we can only do that, let's use technology. Nabanggit ko po kanina, definitely we need to do even po yung contact tracing, kailangan po magka-disinfection, yung driver, yung kung sasakyan, paulit-ulit po nagagawin natin yan, and we have to do it social distancing. So, ibig po natin sabihin ito, kaya naman po natin buhayin ito with all the limitations na binibigay sa atin. We will survive, we will see this through, and we will be better after all of this is said and done.
Mabuhay ka, sir. Mabuhay ka. All right, I think we have Raffy back. Raffy, your concluding remarks, please. Raffy Chico? Nawala ulit?
Nawawala siya.
All right. O siguro, pakinggan naman natin si Secretary Yusek Bong Bengson.
Well, first of all, thank you for this opportunity to be part of this forum. Gaya na nung nabanggit na ng mga kasamaan ko dito, marami pa tayong kailangan gawin, but I think the most important is to make sure that we cooperate with one another, we remain hopeful, and we continue the dialogue. Sa panig naman namin sa Department of Tourism under the leadership of Secretary Berna Romulo Puyat, our commitment is that we will do everything we can within our mandate to extend full support to our tourism stakeholders and our other publics to make sure that we weather this through. And I think I share the optimism of everybody else na kakayanin ng Pinoy yan. Pag yung mga ganitong mga challenges na hinaharap natin, lumalabas yung galing ng Pilipino. So I really believe that malalampasan natin ito. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Yusek Bong Bengson, and our regards, of course, to the Secretary Berna Romulo Puyat. And okay, maraming salamat po sa ating mga panelists for joining us this afternoon. Mike?
Yeah, siguro take away lang sa mga natutunan natin dito sa ating discussion. We know that the economy is greatly affected by this pandemic, especially yung sector or yung industry ng tourism, travel and tourism. Pero sa tingin kasi namin dito sa turismo, sabi nga natin, actually sinasabi nga ni USEC Team Orbos, we need to innovate, we need to use technology to further actually grow our tourism sector. Isa dyan importante is actually in transportation. Now, pagdating naman sa pag-bounce back natin o recovery, we believe sa turismo na malaking role ang ginagampanan ng tourism, because tourism lang ang merong cluster effect. Ito yung mga instances na, for example, pumupunta isang tourist sa isang location or isang area tourist spots and he spend their money there. Now, we have 19 million tourists as reported, and we have 8 million tourists a year ago. And all of these people are actually spending their money in Metro Manila and also in other locations sa probinsya, which actually grows our tourism, also our GDP. Napaka-importante ng tourism. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, meron ng new normal, meron ng culture na na-build itong COVID for 2 months. That's enough to build a new culture, a new normal. Hindi lang sa hindi lang sa public but also sa tourism industry. Now siguro ang suggestion namin sa turismo is why not actually build yung habit of people or Filipinos going to local destinations or in domestic tourism. Maybe this is the right time for the local or Department of Tourism or also local players, mga private sector of tourism, to build that habit of checking or to help build that habit to the people or to the Filipinos in building this habit of going to our own tourist spots. Every year, meron pong 5.5 million Filipinos lumalabas ng Pilipinas. Some of them actually goes to tourist spots abroad. Right now, with a global pandemic, siguro mababawasan to. Why not actually use that money? Yung iba actually, na-postpone lang naman yung trips, no? Si partner Barbie nga po, nag-cancel po ba or na-postpone? Na-cancel. So yung pera na yun, actually pwede niyang gamitin yun dito sa local trips, no? Maybe go to Coron, go to Palawan, go to Batangas. And meron tayong estimated or average spending. Diba? Ang bawat individual meron silang average spending when going abroad and also here locally. That money can help the economy bounce back. And that money can help the tourism industry recover from this COVID crisis.
There you go. Very well said. Okay, yung Tourismo.ph, very relevant ngayon. Folks, we've heard from all different players and stakeholders from the tourism industry here in the Philippines. Sabi nga, kailangan lang talaga, nakita ko mensahe doon, magtutulungan. Ang gobyerno, ang pribadong sektor, magtutulungan. Maghahanap tayo ng paraan that we can bounce back. But everybody is optimistic. There's a bright future ahead for tourism. At isa dito, pagkatapos natin matapos itong COVID-19 issue, ang pagbabalik natin ang pag-asa ng pagbangon muli ng turismo sa Pilipinas ay nakasalalay sa mga Pilipino. Sabi nga dito, I'll paraphrase my mayor here. Sabi niya, wala namang tutulong sa Pilipino kundi tayo rin mga Pilipino. Tangkilikin natin ang sariling atin, marami pa tayo madidiskubre. Let us promote the local tourism industry. And we see that it's a beautiful land. It's time to change our attitudes, change our perspectives. Sabi nga ni Yusek Team kanina, siguro ito yung time na pwede nating palabasin ang the best in the Filipino. Yung disiplina, yung ating pagkasunod sa mga bagay-bagay, at higit sa lahat, ang pagmamahal sa sariling bayan. Si Yusek Bong, nagsabi nga, yung tourism, yung gobyerno natin, they can do a lot, but they can only do so much. But at the end of the day, it's going to be your country, my country, we're gonna bring it up all together. Sama-sama po tayo. At yan din po ang layunin ng Tourismo.ph. Pagsama-samahin ang mga kalahok dito po sa industriya ng turismo ng Pilipinas. Kaya tangkilikin din po natin. This is the first telecast of Tourismo.ph at marami pang susunod. Ang sabi ni President Michael, di ba Mike? Marami pa tayong episodes ito.
Marami pa po. Yep. 15 episodes pa po ito. Dadaanan pa po natin, USEC Team Orbos, yung ating transportation. Sir Jojo, yung ating mga private sector that are involved. Tourism, pati yung mga sub-industries, no? USEC, Bong, yung pong support, definitely the private sector really needs the support right now. Although we understand hindi naman talaga kayang suportahan ng lahat, no? At yung long-term support hindi naman siguro natin kailangan, no? Nandiyan na po si Raffy, Chico. Wala pa rin po. Yeah. Anyway, this is the first of the 50 episode. Yeah, Sir Raffy, sige po. Key takeaway.
Okay na ako?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Uh, Hello. Hi.
Yes, sige
Yeah,
po.
hearing all the comments, suggestions, concerns, and everything. Well, I think really the most impacted industries worldwide, no? Ang COVID kasi 19 crisis has impacted all industries worldwide, and it's been outsized impact on the accommodation sector due to the capital and human capital intensive nature of the business. Yeah, I just want to very specific recommendations for tourism response and recovery program which can assist accommodation sector stakeholders to survive the current crisis. Kasi we have been discussing financial lifeline. Sinabi nga ni Sir uh, uh, Clemente, Jojo, yeah. At that's part of that sa accommodation sector kasi sa hotel sector, yung financial lifeline support that we are asking for the government is to continue its program to increase liquidity in the market by lowering bank reservation requirements, no, by another 400 basis points and increase open market.
Okay. Nagka-problema naman tayo doon sa signal.
Nawawala.
Well, siguro, that's all the time that we have, no? Oh. Well, folks, again, sa ngalan po ng Tourismo.ph at ang ating Pangulo, Michael Herrera, sabi nga niya, pangako niya, we have 15 more episodes of this that we would like to go on and keep the dialogues on because that's how it's going to succeed when the stakeholders, the members of the tourism industry and family will get their heads together. But in all of this, sa kahuli-hulihan, magaling man tayo, masipag man tayo, magiting man tayo, mawawala lahat ng pagsisikap natin kung walang basbas ng ating Panginoon. Kaya manalangin din po tayo. Don't forget. Well, with that note, we'd like to say goodbye and thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you again in one of the future presentations of Tourismo.ph Social Media TV. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.